it's even labeled. Look at that. Well, it is nighttime. Town, go to sleep.
Good night. The fuck is this?
What?
What is? Okay, whatever.
Well,
is that supposed to be on?
Yes.
I believe so. Okay.
Believe
So everyone go to sleep. Be quiet. Mafia, will you please raise your heads and identify each other? Go ahead and pick your first shot. Please confirm your first shot. All right. And your second shot. Who's it gonna be? Second shot. Thank you very much. Go back to sleep. Next up, can we have the cop raise his or her head? Cop, who would you like to check first? Thank you very much, cop. You can go back to sleep. And medic, please raise your head. Who would you like to save? Medic, go back to sleep. And the Vigi, please raise your head. Would you like to use your one bullet? All right, please go back to sleep. Town, please wake up. As the sun rises, we have two dead in town, and it will be Grant and Ken.
Oh, what the fuck?
Weird. Go ahead, I will start the timer.
Did you introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Professor Zahan. Now, before I introduce myself, I believe that it's important for me to statistically talk about these kills that we saw last night. And statistically, a high % win rate. We know that he is a powerful town player, which leads me to believe then that another powerful Mafia player has arrived in the game. However, this powerful Mafia player is afraid of Grant and his chaotic. So it's a powerful Mafia player that is not usually suspected. Thusly, statistically, I would have to say that the #1 Mafia in my mind would be CNC. He is a second-level town player that is very good at leading the town. However, he is not a first town pick. That would be him, statistically.
Well, which Mafia would kill off Grant? Like, seriously.
Someone who was afraid of being
To add relevance to that,
He's so harmless.
CCNC does say that Grant can read him very well, and Grant says the exact same thing.
Precisely.
So there's a good connection.
I've made that so vocal that I feel like
I would also say
It's
that
worth
Grant
mentioning.
does
It
do,
is. It's worth
he
mentioning.
traditionally does do a good job of like, A, stirring up chaos early on in the round, and B, does a fairly good job of reading when people are playing differently.
Precisely.
I don't know if what Slacks is saying, if he actually believes or not, but Grant targets one person, like you said, a tier 2 person like CCNC, and he goes hard on that one person, and then he backs off, and then he aligns. So maybe, but I still think that was mostly a load of shit.
I do not believe that it was a load of shit, Kevin, but I do appreciate your thought process. However, I would like to point attention that Swindles is still alive, and I know you kids enjoy memeing, and that doesn't make a lot of sense to me as to why you were still breathing. Over Grant.
Higher priority means.
Did I ask you?
What are the stats? Though? That's what I care about.
Statistically, you are upsetting me by
Don't engage him further.
Do not engage me.
Don't engage him further.
Let's go.
I mean, it's day one. I looked at everyone as they got their cards. I didn't see anything super shady. Blur had a huge grin on his face, but
Probably because
he's
he's not veggie.
Blur has 100%
Maybe he is.
100% in this land been a role, either a power role or a Mafia. We have yet to see a vanilla town from
4
Blur.
Veggies to
Historical
Mafia.
data is non-predictive.
Historical data is everything that is important. Statistics
current
are
variables.
everything.
He's a professor, you understand.
alright.
Alright.
I'm super suspicious of Wash.
Why?
What?
She just always fucking
He has a
wins
grudge.
as Mafia.
He
I
has a
wanna
grudge
win,
because
sure.
I always think the same of Kyle. Which in this case, I am also thinking the same because I did not like that defense when you accused him. He kind of was just like, you were like, oh, he's the scummiest on my list, and he was just like,
Quash, you're pretty much wanting to condense information down to the bare minimum, and that's the like least relevant thing I've heard from you. Like,
Really?
Wait, how is that not relevant?
Like, I didn't like the defense from him, exchanging with Sir Action Slacks or Hazan
That's
or
all that's
whatever.
happened so far.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That's literally all that's
Professor
happened.
Zahan.
It's just like, I
Is
feel
it
like...
is that Nahas backwards?
How dare you!
I got it.
What do you want?
I got it. That's funny.
Captain Obvious to the rescue!
That's a good one.
Now I'm even more suspicious.
Usually you'll wait until it goes around a few times. I'm just, you're piping up really early for
He
what I
just
feel
asked
is
me.
Words, yeah, you respond.
This is really weird for me. Normally he
Exactly.
plays just like very
Right.
stats heavy.
Who?
Blaze.
Blaze?
The
Very
fact,
meta.
the fact that he called somebody out right away about a play they made is very different out of his playstyle. The last couple times he used town focuses hard on logic. He talks about logical plays and where the town should move, but he doesn't like call somebody out instantly. That's completely different.
The last time that Quash was Mafia, she ended up making it to the end with almost nobody calling her out on it. I got day one on that, but I was the one who pegged her for talking a bit too much, so it's kind of the same line of thought.
So you're just being biased from the previous game?
No, I think that she's talking way more than I've seen from any of her games.
I mean, define way more.
Like-
Didn't she
She was
say
like-
one
she
thing?
was-
Yes,
she was accused. You didn't expect her to talk?
Prompted me.
it
So I answered.
definitely
I don't think
falls-
it's significant.
Also, in all of the games we've played, I would accuse Fosh, and Fosh would accuse me. That's pretty much exactly what goes down. And I agree with Purge. You usually don't say a damn thing during day one. So now you're suddenly getting emotional reads
I'm-
based on body language?
No,
Blaze?
it's not body language. It's not closed off, open, whatever. It's just she's talking more than she
I
normally
think he's
would. in
just
this
riding on the last game because he was the only one who got a night one read on me as Mafia from that game. And so now
I might
he's
be
just
wrong. I'm just
making
saying
that
that's worth
same
mentioning.
assumption. But
Sheever, got anything? You typically chime in pretty early.
Well, yeah, I'm basically waiting for you or Charlie to start leading town because that's normally what you do, and neither of you. Well, this is basically your first.
I don't think I'm typically a day one leader.
I think you are.
Statistically, it is not.
Last time you did it, he was like a day one ask people questions person.
Yeah, but that's somewhat leading. You don't have to give briefs. So
No.
it's just making people talk. Which is what he did right now. So basically, that already makes me more or less suspicious of you. Makes me still suspicious of Charlie because he hasn't really said anything yet.
Charlie has played like this before as Town. I was highly suspicious of him, and it was a 0% win rate in that game.
What do you think on the game, Charlie?
I don't know. I really don't like what Blaze said about Flush. The only thing that is off for me about how people are behaving and what seems out of character, doesn't mean he's Mafia or whatever, is that he said that she talked a lot, or more than usual, but it was because she got accused and she got prompted. And even if she didn't, she said like, what, 2 lines?
It's just, it's about like her coming out on somebody as the opener. Like just her, the
It
fact
wasn't
that
the opener.
She didn't come
Guys,
out.
correct me if I'm wrong, but hasn't he previously said that when Flosh comes out and early contributes, that's a good thing?
So-
I remember,
so
I
that
remember there was
game-
another
so
He
that
didn't
exact
say
game,
that.
I said
I
that
said
when she makes voluntary contributions, it's a good thing for her being county. And in that game specifically, I said, but she seems to be almost doing it over the top. That she's being more verbal than she needs to be, and it was intentional because
So
of
is her contributing as Townie, or is it Mafia?
I think she would be more reserved if she was town, but that doesn't mean that she's.
You jumped
I might
off.
just have a terrible read.
He
I
had-
think
he had
we should go to a different
Can we
topic.
get- can we get off this
yeah,
subject?
wait,
I think so.
We have lots of time. We have lots of time. Blaze, who, if we shouldn't suspect you, like who, other than Flash, like who are you looking at right now?
I mean, it's extremely weak. I think Charlie is not bringing like the vibes that I thought he would, considering the circumstances going into this game,
What are
and
the circumstances going on?
hanging out outside mostly.
Are you saying that I'm high?
That could be relevant to the discussion.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm trying very hard to not let it affect my gameplay.
All right, that's fair.
Oh no.
We're
Alright,
suggesting
and
this back
before-
respectfully.
Before you deal receiver like anymore, I want to hear from y'all. Alyssa and Bonnie, y'all
Delete the
say
mods.
anything.
Delete the mods.
Delete the
Hey guys,
mods.
let's stay focused.
Alyssa,
Azan.
anything.
Zahan.
Not
Zahan.
much, right.
Not like notorious for my.
What do you think about the whole Flosh Blaze thing?
I actually had the same opinion. I felt like he was chomping at like bits of information, which I do when I'm Mafia. I like try to find a little thing and then make it into a huge deal. But that was just my opinion. But everyone's reiterated that. I think You and Owen both look extremely bored, which makes me think that you're both like vanilla town. You're not really in a power role because you seem kind of disengaged, but
He normally looks bored.
I would like to
Yeah.
disagree.
that's
When they are bored, they are Mafia because statistically they know more about the game than anybody
okay.
else.
Shut the fuck up. Slacks. That's actually
Wait,
that's not true about CCNC.
I actually don't disagree with that.
What?
OD Pixels.
Which one?
OD Pixel.
OD,
Okay, I've
Typically, his plays as
I
typically his plays as Mafia are to stay extremely silent, and he looks rather bored because he knows everything that's going to happen. Talking later in the game, he has not said a single thing yet in this
Okay.
game.
There
So
was
I
a
played 2 games with OD Pixel. One of the games, he was bored. He was Vanilla Town. CCNC, however, I played a lot of Mafia with, and he doesn't usually seem like very like bored.
I mean,
Unless he's like Vanilla Town.
I'm not bored right now. I've just gotten a little too excited the past few games, so I'm trying to chill down a little bit.
Okay, that's fair.
But to be honest,
Yeah,
I've been,
so
like,
he-
so
you're
quiet
so you're
often.
not.
Huh?
I mean, like,
honestly
so
feel-
Ellis, to be fair, like that
I'll wait
game
till
where like was the
11.
4 situation at the end of it, like he was fairly like calm and cool at the end of it, so like that could be a play style thing.
I don't think
Just maybe.
CNC is quiet at all normally.
No,
Like,
no, no,
You say
I
you're
said-
quiet this game. No, he said that he was playing chilled out this game. I feel like consistently he sits back, he asks a couple questions, and he doesn't actually start hitting hard until like.
Can you just give
round
us your
2.
reads right now?
Yeah.
I do think this Blaze thing is a little fishy. Shiver's done her typical thing, so I'm leaning more town on Shiver. Purge, I find like whenever he's town, like he does sort of this thing where he like cocks his head and puts his fingers like this, and like I don't think it's like I think it's sort of like a town tell. I don't think it's like guarantee or anything, but I do think he's towny because of that's just the body read. Don't put too much stock into it. It's about I don't have any Mafia reads
I
right
think
now.
for me, Purge picking up on the same thing, like the tremor in Blaze's voice, the detailing there that he noticed that makes him more towny to me.
Smiley, what do you think? Blaze Mafia?
Okay, so in an initial discussion between Professor Zahan and some other people in the group, I was watching everyone, and I noticed that Owen was just staring into space for some reason. And I was so confused, like, is this his usual play? I mean, I haven't played with him so much, so I'm not sure if he always spaces out, like, does he not care to find out clues?
He
and
normally
like,
spaces out.
So I can say in the games that I played with him at Summit, he was like napping on a beanbag for the vast
wish
majority.
with the beer
You were
on.
legit like napping on the beanbag for the vast majority of
That's
the game. And at the end of it,
bullshit.
you went ride or die and town won.
wait, so he doesn't care? Even if it's town, then it's bad town, right?
No, I still come up with ideas that no one else thinks about, which
Yeah.
is normally bad for town,
I was
because
gonna
they're normally
say,
bad
that's so
ideas,
dumb.
but I come up with
It's
ideas that
interesting
no one
and
else.
crazy and causes us to think, if nothing else.
Do you have something interesting or crazy right now?
Who do we lose again?
Grant, kind of.
Right, okay. Well, obviously I always say about Charlie and Ken. We still got Charlie, so I would say Charlie's suspicious. Killing Grant though, I think Sax and the other one's suspicious as well. I think sometimes it seems for the games that I was
Who's
watching when I
Sax?
wasn't playing. Professor Saddam or whatever it is. But this lad who keeps like playing things and then he just like plays around. I think, you know, I don't know.
What do you think of Swindles?
I think Swindles and Fosh, there's something going on there.
Like one of them?
Because
is
yeah, because they were like, I don't like you, I don't like you,
I mean,
and then you know I didn't like that. So I
Actually-
think one of those is Mafia.
The one thing I'll notice about Swindles though is that last time he was Mafia, he was really clowny.
Yeah, he's much more vocal.
He was very silly, tried to waste time a lot.
I don't know. I've seen
Those are
Swindles
very-
play.
He changed.
I've seen
Yeah.
him play both roles very differently. I've seen him play clowny Mafia. I've seen him play controlling Mafia. I've also seen him play helpful town. I've also seen him play laid back Mafia.
Yeah.
So I think you have to, instead of looking at how he's playing, you have to look at what he's saying.
Okay.
Right.
Well, he did accuse Fosh. That's the main number one.
Okay. Why did you accuse Fosh? Let's just go there.
She's really quiet. I think that she can often just
The
kind
game
of
just
skate
started.
away.
said that was
Okay,
The
so
game
so do you
started.
so when Blaze said that she was speaking more than usual, like,
That's just, though, I mean, I said, Fosh, I think you're Mafia. She spat back, no, I think you're Mafia, and then he commented on it. I thought that was just not a legitimate read. I thought that was more of just not really following what was going on, because whenever we
Because
play
he-
together, we
he
always
thought I
accuse each
was-
other.
Yeah, he thought I was speaking out of my own
Yeah.
emotion when he asked me a question. So.
I think it's more likely that they're both Mafia or both town.
Yeah.
You don't think they're opposite?
I don't think one is the other.
You think they like opened the game and called each other out?
No. Sure.
Why not?
Do you think?
Well, because
But it
I don't
wasn't
think
like a call
stop,
out.
I don't think Flosh opens the game that way, but it was Swindles that opened the game that way.
But then Flosh hits back, you see.
Sure, because I don't think she's dumb. I think she would pick up on it.
As another Mafia that was with Flash,
So I think they're either both Mafia or
she
both
will
Town.
kill you for
Well,
no
how
reason.
does that relate to Blaze?
I only said that about Blaze was because it was a reaction to what Swindle said about her not talking, and is a direct contradictory lines between what Blaze said.
I mean, do you think Blaze is in cahoots with them, or is he just a town that's
No, I
playing off of it?
think I don't know actually, but I think. What do you think about what Blaze said?
I'm still comfortable formerly Blaze. I haven't really forgot about him. We want to use the day, so I'm kind of trying to get everyone else's opinion. I don't want to put us in a position where killing him becomes like the option. Everyone votes yes. And
I want to
feel
hear.
very
I want to hear Lorca's reads.
I want to hear from Lorca, and I'd like to hear from Shiver and the professor.
In any particular order, or you have any?
I mean, if we're not going to kill Blaze, who would you prefer, and who do you think is talent?
I don't have a strong enough read to say anybody that I'm more comfortable lynching. However, like in terms of people who are playing differently than they have in games that I've played with them, Flash's response to you did involve a lot more than it usually does. Usually it's just like, no, what are you talking about? Or like, no, that's silly, it's the beginning of the game. So there was more of a response than I expected, based on like a very like silly, clowny kind of early game read. Owen looks more like he's looked when he's Mafia and he's looked when he's Town, so I'm getting nothing off of that. I have not played with Shiver enough to know anything. Purge seems like he's doing his logical, analytical, inquisitive, I'm going to find things out kind of deal. No clue what the fuck's new with you. You seem like you're playing more like you have when you're Town, in that you're asking questions, you're prompting discussion, you're causing people to present the information they have available to them. Blaze, you have been more analytical and logical with regards to the entire metagame as opposed to a particular individual's play in the past. But I'm not sold on you going one way or the other. I think it's too early on for me to make a call on that. You're jittery and restless as usual, so like my bias is towards Town, but like I always need to read your later game anyway, because that's when you actually make an impact. You're quiet in the early game like you usually are, and you're high as fuck.
That is a wrong one. Bonnie!
So one thing you said that they could potentially both be Mafia. One thing I'll note that when Swindles played Mafia, both games that he did, one thing he did do is he went after his co-Mafia members consistently. He went after Misery, he went after me, and like this might be his way of setting up with Flash, and that could be.
It seemed like when he did go after his members, though, it was kind of just like a half-hearted, like, oh, there's this person who I'm including in my list, but also this other person, more importantly.
Well, then he will switch to Blaze right now. So isn't
And he
that
played
all the
it
more
off with
reason?
Flash saying, we always
I
do
think that's
this.
something to put in the back of your mind.
Yeah,
We still have a
that's
lot of
fair.
time
That's
right
fair.
now. Professor Zahan.
Professor Zahan. Bonnie is typically a very non-confrontational player. The only thing that she said so far is to call out Swindles on a very shoddy read there. I think it was Swindles, I'm not quite sure, but you were out for blood. That seems to be very suspicious of
Wait,
you.
you mean this game? Or
I mean this game. You have been talking, you only said one thing and you were out for blood. That's very atypical of
Okay,
your
who
plays.
did I call out?
I don't remember.
Did you just say it was
You just said Swindles.
I believe so.
Was it?
It wasn't.
I was pretty sure it was someone from this over here. All I remember is that you went out for blood. It's very atypical of your behavior. Typically, you're very quiet.
Not
this
true.
game.
I didn't call out Swindle. I called out Owen. from the
Yeah, she
beginning.
called out me.
Yeah.
I don't care who you called out. I cared about your actions, not your target of your actions. Why
When
are
Bonnie
you
was
aggressive this
Mafia,
game?
Charlie called her out in the first day.
Who, me?
Yeah,
I called
yes.
her?
The very
When
first
she was
game.
Mafia.
When the game was...
Oh, in the other case.
Don't worry.
Can I please have her answer her own question? Bonnie, why are you so aggressive this game?
I'm only calling out the thing that I can, like, see. So I couldn't get beats on anyone except for why Owen is being bored. So that's the only thing I can contribute. I'm not gonna say
I believe
shit
that.
because I want to make noise. It's
Well,
not who I
the
am.
professor does have a little of a point in that I don't think Bonnie's ever done a day one.
She has not.
Oh, really? Like that's a scum one. Like that's pretty strong.
I don't think that was that strong. She just said he looks
He looks
bored.
bored.
And he's been looking at the sky, so she might have just seen that because he's across.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think that wasn't that aggressive. I think it was a mischaracterization to call it aggressive. I don't think that means that he was wrong or whatever.
I'm gonna
He's
just say
like that.
I really don't like Blur right now. I've never seen him this active day one, and he also smiled when he picked up his card. And that in combination with
I
coming
thought
after
you
me a little
said you
bit.
didn't see anything when people picked up their
No,
cards.
he's saying.
He actually, it's interesting.
He
He
did-
said
he
them
did
both
say
in the same,
say
like,
bonus.
right, one back to back. He said he didn't see anything interesting, but he saw Blur smile. So while contradictory, I think it was the same vein of
It's the
thought.
same,
Yeah.
same concept.
I'm not sure that would give us anything. He's been a power roll at 100% statistically in all of these games.
I just don't like. I don't
Your
like. I
stats
have
are
never
shit.
seen.
Why
him-
would he be?
I've never
Smiling!
seen him speak
Why would he smile?
unprompted on day one in my entire life.
Your stats are so shit.
And if you're not
Excuse me?
Mafia Blur, who's
I'm
Mafia?
with her.
If I'm not Mafia, right now my biggest scum reads are you, Flosh, and the third one is harder. I'm not really sure about the third one yet.
So you like Blaze?
I'm iffy on Blaze. The thing with Blaze is that I feel like we figure him out by day 2 or 3. I don't think we usually figure him out by day 1. I don't. The hard part with him is that sometimes when we go at him, the defenses seem similar both when he's Mafia and he's Town, so it's hard for me to get on an early read.
What do you think of Purge?
What do I think of Purge? Purge so far hasn't said much, which honestly tends to lean Mafia for me, because when he does usually play Town, and he notices the Town's either going in the wrong direction or whatever, he does do his do a more of a leader role. I don't know if that's enough to go off of, but I would like to see him contribute more. That's
So,
for sure.
I was gonna ask Purge, but
Very little has happened in a lot of ways. Like, we went on Blaze for a while, but the way that he responded just now makes me think he's more Town, for example. And some of like the swindles, wash pressure, like there's maybe something there, but it was very early on in the game. So what I'm trying to do basically is wait until somebody makes a small mistake or something doesn't make logical sense, call them out for it, and then try to get their response.
So
and
I know
have
this
been
is
doing that.
fairly stereotypical based on our playstyle, but I would love to hear from Alyssa because historically, if I'm quiet, she calls me out. If she's quiet, I call her out.
You do have only 90 seconds left.
90 seconds left. We
Anything
need to
good?
hurry.
Go,
I
let's
think-
go.
All right, so you're much more active, though you don't usually live very long, so I don't really have anything there. I mean, I already made my whole, like, you look bored, you look
Do you need
bored.
a guarantee?
If
Okay,
we go
I'm
into
gonna-
90 seconds.
Okay,
Like,
very quick.
I already did my reads, like,
She did.
That's
so-
it.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
I'm gonna
I'm
do
just saying.
okay,
Go.
stop.
Hey.
I'm gonna do this because it suspends time. I formal Blaze. Just somebody second.
I'll second it.
Okay. I want to hear more about the pressure on you. I do feel like you haven't been playing as statistical and as normal, analytical as you normally do. We do have a guaranteed formal out of this. This suspends time to get 3 minutes.
Yep, don't worry, 3 minutes starts.
Go.
Okay, so I don't feel like my callouts in day 1 are all that strong. Like, I got to talk in the previous game that I played, well, not that I didn't get night 0, about the fact that 3 people died and how it could have played out, and that worked out pretty well. Right here we have Ken and Grant. The only thing I can go on with Grant is that CC&C and Swindles are more likely to be called out by Grant, or they're more likely to call it on Grant. But other than that, I don't think like he's the best medic save kill. But with regards to this whole interaction, it simply came down to the fact that I feel like Wash gave about 3 times the response that I expected her to. I expected it to be, because it was just a little quip from Swindles, I thought it would be just a quick jump back.
What did you expect her to say?
I mean, I really just thought she would just be like, oh yeah, I think he's Mafia 2 because we always do, whatever, and then just blow it off. But she just kind of kept going with it. I don't remember the exact words, unfortunately.
Can you say what exactly you said? Because
it was just longer than I expected.
Definitely don't remember.
So he just straight up accused me with no prompt, right? And I just said it was that was kind of like our thing, because the past few games I've accused him and he's turned out to be Mafia.
I feel like you like elaborated on a previous game or something like that.
What?
Did you elaborate on a previous game or something
Yeah,
like that?
that was you referenced a previous game. You were like, talking
I
about,
don't
like, yeah,
think
this is
this
the thing
is
we do. We go back.
Yeah, I
I feel
don't-
like it's the previous
No,
game.
honestly, all of this has made me feel like both of you are more Town and you're just misguided. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird way
I
to start the
agree
day.
with
But
I think
I-
he sounds very
I feel like-
nervous.
I really don't like.
I'm
Blaze
always bad at
at all.
defense.
I
Yeah. On defense, I'm always nervous. I'm
I
really
like
bad at
Blaze.
it. I get mislynched
I like Blaze.
crazy, so I
And I hate
freak out
Blaze
about
every
it.
time he's down, and I really like
The-
this
the
game. I
trick-
trust you.
The tricky thing about Blaze is that he is right that he does get mislynched.
He's
because the defense-
really shitty at defending on
I'm trying to get better at it,
Yeah,
but I am just
I
pretty
so much.
atrocious.
I will say I don't like Blaze, but I think I would much rather kill Blur personally. I'm still not.
I actually
liking it
think
at
like
all.
active Blur I'm less afraid of. It's when he's like sitting back and doing nothing that I'm like, yeah, this guy's probably screwing with it. But I didn't watch your last game where you're Mafia or whatever, so or no, you were Vinci that one too.
He got
Okay.
night 0.
He did good in here.
No, the very last game.
Yeah, he was
No,
Vinci
the night where you
night
were
one.
I know. We
Ken night
It's not
0
important.
is
It's not important. Blur.
Yeah,
No, that's
Uh,
the previous game.
Yeah. So you-
I don't know.
we have a formal on.
yeah, I'm
everyone's
gonna
perspective.
rescind on Blaze.
yeah,
Okay.
sure.
So we have a second guaranteed formal.
How much time do we have?
Your formal too.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a real.
How much time do we have?
You have a minute left.
I mean, we have infant formal, so I formal blur.
Sure.
Are we
I'll second
going
blur.
into guaranteed, or we have?
Well, I mean, there will be it's like not infinite, because
Okay,
you literally
okay,
just
fine,
formal
fine,
blur.
but we still have a guaranteed after.
Yeah, you do have a guarantee after this one.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
The formal and second.
So accusation.
I'm gonna.
There has not been a second yet. On
Yes, no, there was. Swindle's
I
second.
seconded him.
What other people said. I didn't have any suspicions, but what other people said.
I'm gonna make the accusation because it's mostly me. I think you're playing completely differently from every other game I've seen you. I think you are Mafia. I think you smiled when you looked at your card. I don't like what you've said. I've never heard you speak up and like you're like piggybacking onto Blaze, and then as it's like you feel the shift in the town, you're just like, I don't like it so much anymore, and I just don't like your vibe right
Didn't
now.
I not put him on my scum list to begin with? I put you two on the scum list.
Yeah,
How
exactly.
did I piggyback on him?
I
Doesn't
think
make
There
any
was a
sense.
point before that where you said that I.
Well, yeah, that was because your thing on Squash is just ridiculous.
Yeah,
But that could just be you being ridiculous, which is what I've been saying for a long time. That's been consistent. As far as if I'm aggressive and like I'm talking a lot, I think for the most part I've been trying to guide the town a little bit. We have gone a little bit out of it, I think. About the smiling at the card thing, I think that's largely irrelevant. It could mean I'm a power roll, bro. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm Mafia. Or it could mean I'm normal town, I'm just smiling.
I just think who are you suspicious of, other than me and Fwash? Because I'm town, I'm pretty sure she's town, so.
Can I make a comment about that? Like, the fact that Swindle's brought up the whole card thing is like just dangerous in any way, honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
You do that to anyone, anytime.
I think it's like really shaky as town to be like, oh, he smiled when he got a card.
Maybe some people are happy because he's a cop, you know?
Like, there's.
It can be good or bad. It's kind of a toss up.
It's not. It's data, but it's not useful data.
Yeah, I think because you don't have a control, like you don't know what he smiles about. Like in other roles, so
honestly, that got me looking at him. It's the way he's played. Like I don't think this is the normal town. I'm vigilante again blur. I really don't see it.
Okay, so I just on what Swindle said, I had a really good read on him the last game. I like on Swindle. I thought he was town, or I thought he was Mafia. Like almost immediately. In this game, like in that game, he was just like spouting like verbal garbage like the whole first day. And I think this game he's actually like tried to do stuff. He seems like far more town to me than the other game. I don't think it's been like I don't think that the stuff he's gotten done has been particularly useful, but I think it's been like the effort behind it that he seems more town to me.
So you think it's?
I think they're both town, and alright. I'm not actually. Oh, I thought you meant Swindle and Blaze. I think Swindle is town, and I'm a coin flip on Blur.
I'm gonna. Who, if you're not Mafia, who is?
That's really tough. What he's saying, he was right about you, so it's kind of making me doubt whether it's you. I also saw you like look at me for like 30 seconds and stare at me to like analyze me. And I don't know if Mafia you does that. I feel like Town U's like trying to get into the game and just really get into my mind. So I'm a little weird about you right now. Maybe Bonnie's read on OD isn't bad. The Fwash thing, you might be right. And it could be Blaze trying to back her up and defend her. So if anything, I guess I'd go with OD or Fwash, but I don't have anything strong. I do know that taking me out right now just doesn't make any sense. I don't think there's a strong case for me at all.
What's your thought
and
on
far
Alyssa?
less on those. Huh?
What's your thought on Alyssa?
On Alyssa, she's talked like once and her reads were generic. So
What about Sheever?
Sheever's more suspicious.
Sheever's more
Why
suspicious to me.
It's kind of out for
Why is that?
Because I do think you're right that she did her like typical Sheever thing and then backed off when she knew that was suspicious.
No, and then I didn't have a chance to talk anymore because everybody talks all the time.
I'd actually like to rescind just because we still have more formals. I actually want a formal purge.
No, we only wait.
What?
Next one is guaranteed. The next one is guaranteed.
You were formaling too many times. You have formal every single time.
Well, calm down, yeah.
He's second.
For the sake of time, so you guys don't just constantly stop the watch, I will give you another 60 seconds because that was the time left in the day. But now the next one is the guarantee,
Okay.
and then you will have the RNG.
I don't know. I don't think.
I won't make the formal.
I don't think it's worth
Are
it to
you?
go on.
Are you? Yeah, don't worry. Are you rescinding your second though?
I'm gonna rescind my second.
Okay, so the formal on Blur
I'm
is now
gonna
off.
chime in real quick. I think
You have 60
Purge.
seconds.
I've seen Purge play Mafia a couple times. He actually has the exact same pose where he just kind of sits like this and peers into the game. He contributed a lot early on, just like throwing shade in a couple directions, and then just chilled and watched. I think he's redirecting onto people who are town, including myself. I also think there's no reason Shiver's suspicious. I just really don't like you. I think you should be definitely talking more if you're actually telling me.
I think it's a lot easier to read him on day 2. I don't think he's a good day 1 lunch.
He is not a good day 1 lich, I agree with you. We would rather take out a quiet person. The quiet person is a much more valuable thing. Even if he's Mafia, we'll be able to catch on to what he's saying. I would say 100% Purge.
Didn't Town lose because you had a very
I don't know about...
Town won, in fact.
I don't like...
20 seconds.
I don't like the line of thinking of going on quiet people. Shiver, what do you have to say?
I want to say that I'm still suspicious of Alyssa because we asked her once for her opinion. She said that you and you look bored, and then the second time we asked, he said, "Oh well, 5 minutes ago I said that you two look bored." That's the only reason she's
Yeah,
had
you dropped
all
off
day.
really hard.
Yeah,
And
okay.
between
I like that
So I
principle.
I would formalize
a
up.
Formal
guaranteed
seconded.
formal. Okay, the formal on Alyssa has happened. Seconded. Accusation. Would you like to add on to, or make your actual accusation now?
Listen, I don't believe that you've been talking very much. We've given you quite an opportunity around formally instead of Purge, and we are out of time. So statistically, we must get your disability tonight. I believe that you would be our best kill because of your inability to add to the town.
Okay, that's fair. I disagree.
What?
Because there's been people that are more quiet than me. This always happens. People go on me for being quiet, but there's people that are literally more quiet than me. You just suspect me because I happen to be Mafia way more than I'm Town. But
It's not about you being quiet, it's about like when you did get chances to talk, the things that you said were really not helping.
I mean, it's not
Say
I don't
something
have, like,
now because
okay.
I don't think you've had an opportunity to
That's-
really speak, so say
Okay,
something.
so the one thing that I did notice is that you went on Purge for this whole slouchy, inquisitive look that he has, but he literally did the entire thing last game and he was Town the entire time. But you are Mafia, so I doubt you were actually paying that much attention. So it actually makes me feel like you're more Town.
Also,
than Mafia.
CCC said
But-
pretty much the exact opposite.
No, that's what I'm saying. That.
I know, I'm
mean, I've
just
only played
adding
with
to that.
Purge once, and that's literally you are Town, and that's the same thing. So that makes me feel like you're more Town. I already gave my rates on OD Pixel.
Wait, that I'm more Town or he's more Town?
No, I think you are definitely Town, and he is more Town for thinking that you're Mafia.
Who's your scum? I'm on that.
My scum is definitely, I
That makes
didn't want to take anything off Blaze, though my original scum read has been slightly rescinded. I am suspicious of you talking so much. It's very dramatic difference. Other than that, I feel like it was when Lurka was giving her reads. Sorry,
All of it.
and it's always a thing. When you were giving your reads, you did not give a single original thought until you got to Blur, which I felt like was very obvious read. But other than that, Bonnie's super quiet, Charlie
I've
suspiciously quiet.
been consistent with the reads that I've provided, and
It wasn't an accurate. It's just I'm
Being
just
very-
giving my
I know,
reads
it's
because I'm
right
giving
or
my
wrong.
You are
defense.
being very defensive.
Anyway,
Alright.
that's the end of my
Based on
defense.
what
I like who she's calling Town, and I would
She
still.
called you
She
Town.
called you Town. No, but
She
based
called
on what
multiple
she
people
said,
Town.
I still think she.
Yeah.
If we push the vote, do we get another vote or
It's
no?
orange.
No, this
Orange.
is a guarantee.
Okay,
You
so-
have the chance to
RNG
roll the
0
dice.
to 2.
Generally,
Yeah.
when you defend that you're Mafia, you would claim for other people to be Town,
No,
rather
no,
than.
I'm saying the people she claimed I also think are Town, and I think her scum list is also mine. So I would much rather kill Blaze or Blur.
Purge, I would really like to know your thoughts on the logic of what she said regarding Swindle being
I was
more Towny.
confused because that's what she said. That's what I think makes you more Town while she was looking at Swindles, but it made sense in her sentence if she was pointing at me when she said it. That's why
But
I
she
asked for the reason.
then she clarified that
she
it,
clarified
also
that it
did
was
yeah.
confusing.
So-
Did anyone else follow that?
Here's
Yeah, I feel like if
I
that's
think
She was talking about
I
Swindles.
didn't
and
know.
Town.
No, so
it was confusing at
The
all.
understanding I got was that she was saying that she thought it was more Town behavior of Swindles to be suspicious of Purge.
Yes.
But she also saw that Purge's behavior was not inherently suspicious, being not Town.
Yes.
Am I correct?
No. She said that basically last game, Purge was Town, and he looked the same, so she paid attention to that because she was Town and he was Town as well, and
Yes.
she was trying to figure out who was Mafia. And because Swindles was Mafia last game, he probably didn't look as closely to Purge as she was.
So because that didn't match, that makes him more likely Town?
Yeah,
Because
that's
no,
the-
because
the-
now
the-
he
the-
is
the- the-
paying
the- the-
attention.
the-
Because
he's
now
being more
he is
inquisitive
paying
this game.
attention.
That's
Yes.
all.
One thing
I
I was
don't
gonna-
know
one thing I
anyone
was-
that's ever paid
Accusers
attention to Purge.
I know what you're saying, and
Okay.
that was a good point.
I was
Time
one
is
of
running
still
low.
think you're yes, I'm one of the accusers.
If you have
I'd like to
one
speak.
last question.
Last question. I believe that defense was very strong. You said a lot of things, and last time I pushed you like that on your defense, you were the cop. The times I have pushed you as the Mafia, you have shut down during your defense and had not much to say. I believe her defense. However, if we push the vote statistically, I will go with that.
I believe she is Town.
So-
I honestly didn't think that was that great.
Do you?
I didn't think
Alright,
that
so
was
the
so
time is
I
up.
don't know what Charlie said.
Time for the formal
I
is
still
up.
can't.
Are you rescinding your second or formal? Either one of you. It is
They're really
I'm willing
guaranteed.
to take a chance. I do
This
vote
is the
Mafia.
guaranteed formula, so after this,
At least
you
see
have
the
no
vote. At least
guarantees,
see the
we will
vote.
roll the dice.
I mean, we have to vote
Yeah.
anyway.
We do have
Let's
to vote.
vote. Let's
Yeah.
vote.
We have
Why
to
not?
vote anyway.
All right,
believe
so
your town. I hope
any
they don't
final
vote.
last words in the next 30 seconds or so?
Said it all.
All right, set it all. Everyone, please bow your heads, close your eyes, and if you would like to vote on Alyssa as someone to take out of the town this day, please raise your hand. And now you may all raise your heads. There is only 5 votes, so Alyssa will not be taken out of the town. We will now roll the dice. Takes a little while. And you have 2 more guarantees.
That was
No,
good.
no, no, no,
Oh,
no,
don't
no,
tell
no.
us.
Just tell us we have at least one more.
I
And then keep
don't-
going in your back
never
pocket.
gone to that
You
step.
roll
It's a
again
roll
after.
again.
Why would we roll
So
again?
we get one
Stop,
more.
stop, stop. These 2 people asked to roll again, and that is
No,
obvious.
I didn't.
That is an
No.
obvious. That is an obvious.
I didn't say to
Hold
roll
on,
again.
Please do
calm
not
down.
yell.
Calm down.
Roll it between 0 and 1, so we
Yeah,
can
exactly. No, we'll
Exactly.
I will
That's
roll
what
again,
I-
0 and 1. I'll know it by myself. You have at least
you.
1. That is completely my
I
bad, though.
don't
do
want to make
apologize.
the formal because I've made a bunch. However, were I to do it, I would make it on Blaze because he both voted for someone I think is town,
Didn't we
and I
already have
still don't like
formal
him.
on
Wait.
Wait, can we
No,
first
no, no,
see
but we
who
didn't
voted?
vote. Who voted on
I
it?
voted.
You
Yeah,
voted?
I
You voted on Alyssa?
Wendell, did you vote? Or they're 5?
I did not vote.
There were
Snacks
5
voted as
I did
well.
vote.
He was hiding. Why didn't you not?
Wait, you voted?
I
Why
said-
don't you-
He said he thought you
Because he
was
said,
He just
statistically speaking, I will vote.
I understand why, and it's also in line with his characters.
Okay, the people that surprised me the most why they voted are Owen and Bonnie.
Oh, and
Yeah.
Munch-
I voted on
Really?
Alyssa.
I'm not. That
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
surprise
yeah.
me. That
Bonnie
surprises
makes
me.
sense.
Why does it surprise you? I was just talking about her last comment with regards to Swindles and Purge. I didn't think the logic made sense. I know Sheever said it made
Okay,
sense to
there
her.
are
but
2 things that surprised me in this. Is that you voted and that Karen didn't vote. Because
Yeah.
right before the end, you said you didn't like her defense, but you
Yeah,
didn't
so
vote.
why didn't you vote?
I actually didn't want to vote because I wanted to get, like, if I had an extra vote, right, then she's killed, right? I felt like it was still pretty close. Nobody was really along on the Alyssa train.
I think
and
that's
so-
this is
So
this
we're-
is super
we're-
sus to me. The main reason I say that is because I felt like going into it, at least especially with Slack's comments, there was
Professor Sahan.
with the professor's comments, there was a feeling that that vote might not pass, and I think a Mafia would not raise their hand in that vote.
Exactly, so
And I already have a lot of suspicion on you, so this is
So
So I
Yeah.
didn't want to vote because I feel like we would be killing off an
So
innocent.
you said you.
and
But
her
you
defense
said
was
you
bad.
didn't. You said you thought the defense
I
was-
thought her defense was bad, but I still am not sold on her being Mafia.
do you think she's town?
Who would you rather kill?
I think right now my scum list is on Bonnie, Blaze, and OD.
So she
Why
jumped to
me?
number 4.
Why me?
Huh? Because the first time that you were called out, you pointed out OD, right? And I felt like you were kind of just doing the, you know, throw OD under the bus kind of thing.
Did
But-
she need to? Odie wasn't
Wait,
even.
I mean,
you
you
guys
know,
talked
you
about
guys-
it.
Why did she jump to number 4 on your scum list?
She even said that I wasn't even on her Mafia list. She just said she didn't like my defense.
I didn't like her defense.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Alright,
necessarily
Professor
mean-
Zahan is gonna have a fucking aneurysm.
Can I make one comment, please? And I will not make
I can
another
treat
comment. Purge earlier in the game tried to pocket me. When I wanted her, he said, "Don't worry, I got this." He whispered it to me. Secondly, when we went to go and do another roll, he said, "Roll again," even though we got the optimal roll for 2.
You
He
just said 2
did
useless
not
things. Do you have
I don't
anything else?
that's-
Why
that's
would
completely
you say
that.
as a town
He
that
did
you
not
want?
say that.
Why did you say as a town that you would want to re-roll again
He's-
after the optimal?
No.
Why are you
It's
defending
unfair.
it?
Why?
Because you're not.
This
okay.
is pointless to talk
Sure,
about.
I think this is okay. I think this is pointless because I think Slacks is like.
Very well. I'm sorry. I did not mean to interrupt. Please continue.
Yo, if we're going with
Charlie,
stats,
what
I
do you
got
think?
you.
What do you think Slack was?
I think Slacks has like misheard or mischaracterized what people have said before, but it doesn't. So I don't think we can take anything.
What do you think
He did try to pocket me, however.
Huh?
What do you think Slacks is?
I'm actually.
Okay,
Is that
so
relevant right now?
so I explained this to who did I explain this to? Oh, was it somebody else outside of the game? So Slacks has.
Perch, did you vote?
Oh no, this was also in the game where Slacks was Mafia.
Yeah.
So Slacks has 2 modes of chaos. One mode of chaos where, when he's Mafia, he disrupts town to waste time, to do a lot of like random shit to get people mad, like with the pictures and all that other shit. And then the other mode is where he accuses people and then he backs off if he likes their defense. He accuses people and then he backs off. That's what he's doing this game.
It's very towny.
That's town Slacks. Whereas Mafia Slacks doesn't back off. He picks you out and then he just bull rushes you the entire time.
But he still
That's-
voted for her. What are you talking about?
Huh?
How are you saying he's backing up? He still voted for her.
No, just with respect to other people. I
Yeah.
understand why he voted for her this time. I mean, it was in his mind, it was the statistically right play.
You have
Because
about
I
8
guarantee-
minutes.
Whether you agree with it or not,
Very well.
I believe that he believes that.
Very well. I did not mean to detract, by the way. I do have much suspicion on Flosh, and I believe that we should continue that situation. I just wanted to point that out in case it went to a vote.
Honestly,
And I was not able to
Blaze's
say that
thoughts?
Purge tried to pocket me. Continue the conversation.
Blaze, what are your reads so far?
So I just wanted to say that before, like, suddenly I get formal again and mislynched again, that I voted because, first of all, the guaranteed formal, I'm more often than not, I'm going to vote on the guaranteed formal no matter who it is. Alyssa's been contributing very little. Whatever happened with the logic between Purge, Twiddles, and her, it doesn't make sense to me as well. She didn't point out the fact that CCNC said the exact opposite with regard to Purge's facial expressions. As far as my reads, though, Wash, like, she's been kind of bandwagoning on me, I feel, along with that. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about Slacks.
Odie, 2 Mafia, 2 Town, go.
Flosh, Mafia, and Slacks, Mafia.
Town.
2 townies people at the moment.
I will need a formal soon.
I'll probably say Charlie. I think he is playing townie this game.
Who else?
And I'll probably say you as well.
I like CCNC, Charlie, and Sheever. OD, I think you're always quiet as town. I still don't want to make this formal, but I'd be okay with Blaze for sure, and Flosh.
I think we should follow Flosh.
I am
I
more
think
down.
I need a
agree. What do you think,
This
CC?
is your guaranteed formal.
Because I don't really like
This
Blaze.
I think
is the
it's
formal that you
one
have.
of the
Wait,
two.
it's the
not
RNG
both.
formal, right?
Yeah.
This is
I,
an RNG
Yeah.
formal.
I
We
and
do
I-
not have.
I want a formal Blaze, honestly.
I
I just don't like it.
The thing, can you get me a glass of water? I have caught.
Sure, I can. Okay, by the time I get back to water, I am going to need a formal.
I'm more down
So,
to Wash.
one thing I will say is that earlier, the first half of the day, I thought Blaze was far more suspicious than Flosh, but it's just the second half of the day, especially with the Alyssa stuff, that I'd lean towards Flosh actually being the
No.
Mafia.
Is there
I think
a
Flosh-
formal at the
I'm
end of
really
day
leaning
one?
Blaze.
Yeah,
Really
follow
leaning Blaze.
Flosh.
There is
Second.
a formal on Flash, and
Second.
there's 20,000
Bonnie is
seconds.
formaling.
I think
Bonnie
it's
is
What is it?
formaling.
Okay, so why I'm following Flosh
Bonnie.
is because she was acting so weird, you know? Like, she said she didn't like Alyssa's defense, but then again, she didn't vote. So it's either a play to protect her fellow Mafia, or maybe because she knows Alyssa's identity. I'm not so sure about that. And then she just goes on me for no
You
reason.
voted for her though.
Yes, I did, because
So
that
that's
makes
why you're
sense.
top of
That
my
makes sense though.
list.
But even if I mislynched her, I would be okay with that. That's why I voted.
You would be okay with mislynching?
Yes, because it's like day one. So I will get more information from mislynching someone.
Well, honestly though, the people who voted, I feel like that vote on Alyssa was much of a toss-up, right? Like I could say like, I don't like her defense, doesn't necessarily mean that I think she's Mafia, but it would get people who are Mafia to want to go in and get this vote, get another town out, right?
If you're not
I don't
Mafia,
agree with
So-
that.
I think
Based,
if you were
based on,
Mafia,
based on how the conversation was going at the time, I think it was useful to have, and that it put Alyssa under pressure, caused her to have a discussion with people, resulted in people understanding the information that she had available to present, but didn't result in like a bull rush at her as a suspect. The reason that I seconded Bonnie's formal of you was that, again, early on, your response was just, it was so much more substantial than I expected. It was unusual and not in your normal play style.
What do you
That's
mean
all it was.
substantial? Like,
That you
that
put,
I actually
you
had a
provided
reason for doing that?
that you
or
provided significantly more context than you had in the past. That's all it was.
Isn't that,
I don't
that's
like
a very
I
town
don't like
thing,
what's
like-
going on over here, but what I will say is that you said you had Swindles, you had a question for her. I want to hear the answer to that.
Oh, who should we kill?
Yeah, who?
I feel like the people who voted on Alyssa are definitely more scummy than the people who didn't, because
I
if you're
think there's
Mafia,
only, I think of the people that voted, there's only one Mafia in there. I think one
Sure.
of them
I think there's a
would
good deal of
vote,
Mafia who didn't
and I
Fair
think-
enough,
yeah.
fair
and
enough.
I think the
yeah.
Mafia wouldn't vote on that because
I think two
Slacks
would.
was saying that no
I
one should
think
go
one
on with
would
all this
be
crap.
At least one.
if I was Mafia, I would not have voted.
Can
Because
we,
that just
can
draws
we get a
out
show
the
then of who did vote for Alyssa again?
It's
What?
OD, myself, Bonnie, and Slacks.
I think.
Oh, you did too?
I voted too.
How many?
Yeah, if
How
Blaze
many?
was Mafia, why would he
Four?
vote on Alyssa?
5?
Unless she's like
Fine.
Five or
Five.
five?
Of the 5, I'm most suspicious of Odie.
Well, I voted on Alyssa because I felt that she defended herself in a similar way to when we played the first game yesterday when she was Mafia.
I would be most suspicious of Sheever. She said that if I was Mafia, I would not do that, and then she did the opposite, trying to clear herself as Mafia.
Odie, what do you
Let's-
think of?
let's keep a
Flosh?
focus on who
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
focused
yeah.
No, I totally agree with
I know,
everyone that
you're
Flosh
totally
is.
wrong. She said that if she was Mafia, she wouldn't have voted in that
Yeah,
sense,
and he's
but
saying
she
that,
did
that,
vote.
that I said that to
He's
just
saying
clear
that she
To
did
myself.
vote.
clear
herself.
herself as one of the voters, please keep up. This is why I informed you.
Let's keep in mind that we have Formaldon, Quash, and that's just gonna be in effect right now.
Town, I'm getting strong town reads from Charlie, CC&C. Lurka actually is pretty strong town for me.
I agree.
Blur, I'm on the fence about. Slacks is always a wild card, I honestly. Purge, I feel, is town. He might be like a little bit more quiet, but I feel like this is how he plays. He does have the toe wiggle, which he had when he was Mafia, but that was just a song. But I mean, OD is coming on my list just because he hasn't really been paying attention, you know? Like, he's
Okay.
yeah.
So your strongest Mafia right now?
My strongest Mafia are still Bonnie, Blaze, and OD.
I have a question though. When you went
voted
around the
for
room,
That is
say-
the last question, just so you know, because we are over time.
Okay.
But I will let you
Okay,
finish because you
so
jumped
when
in.
you went around the room and like you read everyone, why did you skip Shiver?
Yeah. Oh, I wasn't done yet. I'm still like looking in this direction.
Right.
But Shiver, I'm also on the fence about
You
because
punctuated that sentence. You were done.
no,
Yeah.
someone cut in.
Please
No,
do
I
not
don't think
interrupt.
so.
me.
No, nobody put in.
I thought you finished.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't get the
so
swindles or Alyssa
Alright.
either.
I'm pushing.
Time is up.
That's
We
okay.
have the formal still
This is-
pushing second. Are
Still
you-
pushing second.
We are still
I'm
pushing the
pushing.
I was
formalists
gonna
now
vote.
on Fwash.
All right,
Everyone
two
bow your-
diamonds, Wind Ranger. That's what I am.
Everyone bow your heads, close your eyes, and please raise your hand if you would like to vote on Fwash to be taken out. You may go ahead and lift your head up. We have a majority.
You didn't vote?
Charlie.
And
Swindle didn't
Melissa.
vote.
I did vote.
And
Charlie.
you may now
My apologies.
Just
go
Swindles, did you vote?
to sleep.
Go the fuck to sleep.
Go to sleep. All right. Will the Mafia please raise your heads? Please choose your first target. Mafia, would you please choose your second target? Mafia, please go back to sleep. Can we have the cop please raise his or her head? Who would you like to check tonight? Cop, please go back to sleep. And medic, would you please raise your head? Who would you like to save? Medic, please go back to sleep. And the Vigi, please wake up. Would you like to use your one bullet? Would you please go back to sleep? And, oof, everyone, please wake up.
You okay?
I am just fine. In the night, we had Odie being taken out. We had Kyle being taken out. And we had Blaze
Ooh.
being taken out.
That's a Vigi shot.
I think
Vigi
someone
shot.
Vigi
So-
shot.
I think Vigi shot on Blaze.
You need to come out right
Vigi
now.
shot.
Vigi.
Vigi, come out.
Unless it was one of the people that died.
This pause makes it worthless.
Alright, so
Vigi,
one
please
of them
come
was
out.
Vigi.
3, 2, 1.
One of them was Vigi.
Okay.
So somebody was gonna see.
I mean, in all
That
likelihood,
was a
it was
Blaze shot
Vigi.
probably, I'm guessing.
In all likelihood, Blaze was the one who was shot by Vigi. That makes the most sense in terms of who was accused
He
last round.
suspected a lot as
Yes.
well.
Unless someone was really to swindle still.
I mean, I was
Why
kind of
would the
suspecting
Mafia kill
Swindles.
Owen?
I thought he was
That's
super
strange.
town.
Swindles or Swindles?
Yeah, why would they kill Owen?
Why would
Who
the
was
Mafia
the
kill
one-
Owen?
who's the one that suspected Owen?
Me.
Me.
I was as well.
But
There's a
why
lot of
would the
people who thought
Mafia
Owen was
kill
scummy.
Owen now? He's not even talking anything. He's not contributing anything. So why would they kill him?
Alright.
Was he a shot?
I
Was he-
think that if you
I don't
are gonna
think
take a
he's a
Vigi shot, then
It
you're.
was Blaze or Swindles made more sense.
That's a
Well,
really
Blaze
bad
and
Vigi
Swindles
shot.
contribute way more to town than Owen does, so.
But why would he be Vigi shot?
I definitely think it was
Blaze was Vigi
Blaze.
shot?
Blaze.
I agree.
Because he had the most scum on him, and then
So then who would shoot Blaze? Owen. Owen would shoot Blaze. Owen would shoot anybody.
Owen is possible Vigi
Owen was-
shooting
He's
Blaze.
done that. He's done like late game range.
I don't think Owen would hold the shot.
Did he,
I think
did he say
Swindles.
anything?
Swindles was on Blaze a little bit, right?
Owen barely said anything that
Yeah.
round.
Swindles could have shot
Swindles
Blaze.
was the
I could
strongest
buy
one
that.
on Blaze.
Swindles would have shot Blaze. He was
So
very
I
aggressive
could
on
buy
Blaze the
I could buy
entire
2
game.
Mafia shots and a veggie shot, so we've included that much.
How would the Mafia take out Owen?
I have no idea.
The Mafia took out Owen because the
So,
Mafia has
Did
already.
Owen call out everyone?
Because
So
What are all the connections?
may
to
I
Owen
please?
Pixel?
Mafia took out Owen because the Mafia has already has pocketed me. It is Charlie.
What?
Charlie is the
It
Mafia.
makes zero sense.
I was gonna say me again.
No.
Wait, so who has pocketed you? Is it Charlie or Purge?
Charlie gave me a compliment last round. Since when has Charlie
Oh my
Yang ever
God.
since
given
you
me
were
a
in
compliment?
It's
Blaze,
because
Buck,
this
this is
mental
probably
Since
right
when
now.
So
has Charlie Yang ever given me a
When
compliment?
you drew that picture of him, remember that?
That doesn't matter. That was for
That's a different
Zizo.
role.
Not
That's
for
a
my, he
different person.
complimented my town play.
That's different.
Charlie Yang complimented my town play.
What did I say?
You said you were playing
You
like
said
you
you
were
defended me when people got aggressive on me. Your defense
Nobody
was
really got
correct.
aggressive on
You
you.
were right, but you would never stick your neck out for me. I don't believe so.
Nobody got
That's
particularly
actually not
aggressive on
true.
you.
Furthermore, Sheever has been extremely aggressive this game.
Well, before
Yo.
that, I'm curious because the only scenario I can see where someone would actually shoot OD is because the connection is potentially Bonnie. It is true that Bonnie's been playing very different than before.
Yes.
Super aggressive,
Very
like
aggressive.
I've never seen her talk this much, period. Like over a course of a whole game, let alone one day. And then if she shoots Odie, after going aggressive on him as town, it kind of makes like the connection all muddled, and I don't know if people would really look at her after that. You know, it could be used.
Were there any other connections other than Bonnie?
I don't think so. And I'm like, who would really do that? Like, I know if I was Mafia, there's no way I'd put Owen.
The only thing I'm wondering is possibly someone who's played with Odie before, because like I know historically he's
Almost all of us.
I know. So can I finish? So I know that like historically he's been recognized as someone who gives a read and then you do the opposite of that read and then you win. Is it possible that somebody who knows his lack of ability to read?
I don't think
would
Charlie
follow
would
it
kill
that way?
Owen. Owen even said that he thinks Charlie is talented in this game.
That means that Dark
That
Charlie
would mean that
I mean,
Charlie would be
yes.
Mafia. And
But I'm saying I don't think Charlie would kill Owen. Why would Charlie kill OD?
I
Charlie
agree.
would kill Owen because Purge is most likely his Mafia buddy.
Alright,
Sheever is there as well. And
Alright,
he's
you
keeping
know-
me
you know
alive in the
who-
game because he thought that he pocketed me.
the person that worries me the most thing is most Mafia is Alyssa. She's done this thing in several of the games I've played with her where she's Mafia, is like somebody asks her a question, she gives a read, she backs up. Like anytime there is a feeling that she is safe, she immediately backs up and stops contributing. As soon as the tide of as soon as things go back onto her, she gives some reads. Her defenses are typically pretty good and so it sways back away.
My defenses are typically pretty good.
I think so.
No, I've only ever one time successfully defended myself, and that was this game.
That is not
No,
true.
I
You
said-
did
That is-
last game
that
with
is
me
true.
and you called cop. And
No,
Oh,
but
okay.
your
Sorry,
defense
that
was
doesn't
shit.
count. Once you can defend yourself as a power roll easy, but I'm
Well,
talking about
right.
I don't know, and you haven't really you had some nice your reads were kind of original and stuff, but you've done the thing where you get pressured and you say your stuff, people back off, you back off.
because I don't want to contribute nonsense. I want to form solid opinions. That's
I mean,
all.
but you shouldn't have to
Where
be
you get
asked
chances.
to contribute.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I mean the
Not,
day just
nobody
started.
has extra information apart from Mafia, so everything that anybody says is based on their intuition and their reads.
Mhm.
And your reads are not necessarily less valuable than other people, so you should always try to contribute whenever you can, not just when you're prompted.
So
Slides.
can we
Can
go
I
back
know-
to?
Sorry.
Please. These two are highly aggressive, which is very abnormal, especially for Sheever.
I'm
You
not
think Purge is
aggressive.
aggressive right now?
I feel
I
like
feel like it's not
Purge
aggressive,
keeps
she's
She's
trying
the
to
least
jump
aggressive
on
Purge
the
I've ever
scale.
seen.
All right, very well. Maybe I'm wrong.
So can I
That is
ask
my
though,
view.
because so this is a genuine question. I have not played much with Sheever
Yeah.
before. Can somebody tell me about her typical town versus Mafia play?
She's
Alright.
had Mafia once.
She's almost never been Mafia. The only time she was, it wasn't on stream, and I wasn't there.
It was at TI. I was not there.
I
Okay.
owned everybody.
Do you know
it was
who-
the time when I was most convincingly town out
Do
there.
you know who killed
Well, I was
Sheever?
very
Yeah.
sincere
May I-
town, so
may I-
Purge.
Do you know who killed Sheever in the one game that she was
Okay,
Mafia?
so
It was
Purge.
Odie Pixel,
Okay.
who is now dead.
What? No, I won my game of Mafia. What are you talking
Maybe I
about?
was wrong. Continue.
Alright, this guy's been really chaotic. Normally when he's town, he literally finds a good line, but consistently, the first half of day one, I felt like he was
He's
on
been
track.
backing all-
Second half was weak. Second day as well has
Purge,
been
Purge, can you expand on that?
I know we talked about
I
how
wanna hear you
he's
talk.
been
like
chaotic.
We can't have
like
one
this, when
conversation.
Slash plays town, you can usually figure out when he's town because he focuses on somebody, he backs off, but it's there's a big distinction between his chaos and like this game. He's been really chaotic. He's spending like 3 minutes to change
I don't think he's been
targets.
that chaotic.
I really don't.
I
Did you see the game where he made everybody so
I have
angry
accused
that
you
they
of
would have
being
lynched him
lazy.
even if he was
No,
confirmed
I don't
down?
think he's been that chaotic.
And the fact that you're
I
trying
would-
to get rid of me after putting shade on you makes me very suspect of
So
you.
I
But
would-
it's all over the place. I'm
I-
saying the
I-
pattern is clearly different. From
Man, can we
previous
get back
games.
to the like? I
Focuses
usually
on
don't
one
go
or
on.
Let's go. Let's go.
I usually don't go on kills, but the OD pixel kill is so out of place. Can we go up?
That's
back
like
to
a
who-
huge one.
Can we
should
go
focus
back
on
to
this.
who has a connection to OD pixel?
The only ones I
Shiver?
can see are Bonnie and I guess maybe Shiver because what you guys think.
Normally,
What?
I mean, it doesn't matter for me because he normally is wrong anyway, so I
What's-
would be for him.
Does he
Hang on,
does
wait.
he read you well usually or
No,
not?
because he always
so
thinks I'm
something
Mafia.
that I think might be significant is they were both right next to Alyssa. Maybe she made a noise and I thought she did and killed them both.
She wasn't
No,
that
no, no,
close. She's
no,
just
no,
there.
There was two.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
wait.
only just moved this round.
We're
She
forgetting,
wasn't
we're forgetting
really
that.
this
Like,
round.
if you just look at process elimination, Charlie wouldn't shoot her. I know I wouldn't shoot her. I don't see why Lurker would.
Shoot her.
Him.
Shoot him, sorry.
How do you know that she died?
OD.
You said her? Oh, I thought you were talking about the other
Yeah,
girl.
no, no, OD.
No girls died.
I know, I'm trying to
Guys,
debate.
OD. I literally don't see any reason for him. Slacks, again, would not do it. Purge, maybe, because I know you guys hang out a little bit, I guess. Shiver, maybe. Alyssa, maybe. So that's like the only way that I can't see a scenario where Charlie especially would do it.
My most town people
So-
right now are Shiver and Lurka. Shiver's played like exactly like she has in the other town games I've played with her. She like contributes some stuff. Her reads aren't typically like spot on, but she like distinguishes herself as town to me. I read her as town, and Lurka's played the exact same way she has the past couple of games. I want to kill Alyssa so bad.
I'm kind of still in that.
I mean, I voted before.
I've never really understood the Alyssa train, I'll be honest.
So I can say like the games that I have played with Alyssa that she has been Mafia, she's been very, very quiet. That's not to say that the games that you've been town you haven't also been quiet. It's just that at this point the things that you are or are not contributing.
Why are we getting away from the OD pixel?
Like,
Yeah.
literally, focusing on her, it's like
Okay.
she's defending herself okay, but not that great. So it's like suspect. But I feel like we're
Is this
focusing
some-
on her because she's a bad town.
I'm focusing
Yeah,
on
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like, that's Alyssa's done bad things
because she
since
is
the
my
town.
most Mafia read. Like I've played a couple.
What do you
I've-
have? What are
What
the details?
read?
Like I said, like the thing where she says something and she backs off, or she gets attacked and she defends people back off, she backs off. It happened, there was a game at the summit where she was Mafia and that exact same thing happened. She got like soft cleared and she said didn't say another word unless people talked to her and she made it all the way to the friggin' end and then won. Like
Wait, what?
I
don't understand
this
this
game
one.
at the summit.
You think she
Like,
won the late game by doing
by-
the similar
why?
shit?
In my defense,
yes, at the summit she did.
I have. But in my defense, I got carried hard by Greg that game. It was not me.
Carried by Greg?
Oh no! You're talking about the game where I convinced you that
we don't have to
Sayori
elaborate.
was.
You,
Okay, whatever.
Okay,
Yes,
that's
yes,
different.
yes,
That's
yes.
I want to
different.
make a small
That's
point. One of the biggest people that were out against you was Swindle Melons. He kept calling you out over and over again. Your playstyle is completely opposite. You have never talked this much. You have never asked these many questions, and you've never accused as much. More importantly, however, you are defending so many people. Defending people is a Mafia play to try to sway you
Do you
away.
think I would have said that about Bonnie if I did?
I think you would have said that about Charlie Yang, and you're also defending my other two people that have scummy
You
reads.
think
I
it's
think
me,
that's
Charlie,
statistically,
or Purge?
I don't care who it is. You're playing differently. One person that tried to kill you is dead. That is what I know. And you are, does anyone disagree that he was playing completely differently than any time he has ever played before?
Do you see how he's literally keeps changing targets every time?
But
So
I
I
actually think it's a really good
I
point.
don't disagree that Blur is playing differently than he has before. However, I think that this is kind of an elaboration on his previous playstyle when he was town or a power role, and that he is providing useful information.
Very well.
I don't think I'm a quiet player at any means.
He's not a quiet person.
I'm not a quiet person in any way of my
It's
life.
just it's slightly more though. I have to
It's
admit.
It's like 10%,
But
maybe.
It seems like cranked up. That's all.
but it
Alright.
doesn't seem suspicious to me.
Well,
Right.
So
especially
then
now because it feels like
in
we're
that
losing.
case, does anyone here currently have a strong read of Mafia on anyone?
Can we
I think
go
Bonnie
back
is
to the
extremely
fact that
suspicious.
OD Pixel fucking died, and we haven't said a single word about the people that have connections to them.
I would love to hear more from
I
Bonnie.
think the thing about
Can we
Swindle having
please hear
connections
more
with
from
him is
Bonnie?
very valid.
Who?
I think the thing about Swindle having connections with him is very valid.
Okay, but I think Swindles has connections with a lot of different
Swindle
people.
also
His,
rescinded on
but-
him.
his strongest connection was with him.
Okay, so then if we want to hear
Swindles
about
did rescind on him, didn't he?
He rescinded on him.
5 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Thanks.
Bonnie,
That
what
was
do you
everything
think?
we were
Because
going on Wash.
because you were the person that had suspicions about OD. What do you think? Like we haven't heard about you at all from you at all.
Okay, so I was really confused as to why the Mafia killed OD, and also we just voted off Wash, but then there were still 3 kills, so that means Wash is town, and then we mislynched her. And so now this has raised my suspicion of you because you were super with me when I said let's form a Wash. You know, you were like, yeah, I'm gonna second you. Right?
I think a lot of people would have been.
There were like 4 others.
Yeah, so
I seconded as well.
I'm really not sure. I mean, I can't judge. based
Everyone
on
voted
Wash's
on Wash,
Wash.
right? Like,
What made
yeah,
what made her?
Only me and Swindle did it.
So
Swindle voted.
Swindle did.
Swindle, he
did?
just put his hand. Yeah.
Oh, I guess it was
And then
just
okay,
me.
and the thing about Slacks being disruptive. I mean, I actually initially agree with Charlie about how he's actually being useful. You know, this game. But then he made some weird ass like snarky comment about Blur saying that who died? She died? You know, that kind of thing. And it was very not helpful. Like we knew they were talking about Owen. You know, it doesn't matter if it's
No. He's done this as talent, where he like tries to catch you by saying some weird
Okay,
shit.
so
like
I
that.
will give him benefit of the doubt. I will give him benefit of the doubt.
You think
and
he's
say-
different?
I think Blur is the connection, the thing you said about Swindle's having a really strong connection with him being like a little bit more talkative. I actually think that's like the thing with Swindles. I actually think is huge. Like, why would they kill Swindles otherwise? Like, there were people like
Yeah.
the room thought were much more talented. A lot of people said they thought I was talented. A lot of people thought they said Charlie's talented. Why did they just kill Swindles? Like, they had a very, very strong connection.
Can I take some small time to make my reads because I haven't really
Please.
done that.
Please
that
do,
much.
yeah.
Okay, so far for me, town. See his town. The first day, the first 10 minutes of day 1, I really thought Purge was town, but he hasn't really started that much since. And he had 2 really good points at the start, so I kind of in my head already cleared him as town. I'm starting to slightly go back on that because you have been very quiet since then. I thought actually Slack's points regarding Blur and Alyssa and defending other people was actually very good, and it made me actually think that Slacks is town and slightly suspicion on Blur.
I think
Can I just myself real quick because this is a super
Hey,
cheap.
Shooter,
let her finish
thoughts.
first.
Okay, Charlie, he is playing differently. He's not taking as much charge as he normally is, but he also is slightly in a different mental state than what he usually is. And I don't know how much effect that has. He has played fairly towny to me though. So there's that. I never really am able to read Bonnie very well, even in the game when we won together, where you also called out Cap together with me. I still, you know, it will always be a chance to be Mafia, and I haven't played with you yet. So far, you've seemed very towny to me. Maybe you're mastermind.
So, no. So to defend myself real quick, just so we're not derailed on this for no reason, because we should be talking about OD Pixel. There's 100% no way I would kill OD, and I sure as heck wouldn't take out Swindle, who's the only guy who accused me. That would direct link me, and it would put me in an exposed spot when no one's looking at me.
But I think-
I also think this made me think that you're more town, because every game that you've been town with me, you strong accused me, both headed towards me, and been wrong 100%. So
Okay,
I think
did
this
it
is
one other game, and
You did 2 games.
one of the games we were Mafia.
No, I was town both times. I was town both times. You were 100% wrong. Like, not even close.
Wait.
Yeah, like you were just so wrong. You almost lost.
No, the one time you were
The
mad.
game you almost threw the game. You almost. The game you almost
Hey,
threw.
let's not do this. This is like such a waste of time.
But like,
May I make-
whatever.
may I make one
I
more?
think this is pointless. I think we should
Okay,
think
then
about
stop
OD.
talking about it. Let's stop. Jesus Christ, dude.
Don't kill things.
Jesus.
I'm
like,
just kidding. I'm good.
Holy
Anyway,
shit.
still in character. Okay, don't freak out. Everything's
Dude,
fine.
Mahaz never did that.
He was Bengal.
Never like hit
Alright, are
somebody.
you
I didn't hit him.
done?
I'm good.
Go or
Get-
stop.
Alright, we're good.
Charlie, hit the
Anyway,
chair.
I hit a chair. Take it easy. Anyway, I'm all out of character.
Just go. Alright,
All right.
Just
Anyway,
say
so
whatever you're gonna say.
doesn't matter. So they keep bringing up that let's focus on OD. Let's focus on OD. Anytime I hear someone bring up something over and over again, I keep thinking in the back of my mind, that's Mafia trying to clear himself. We need to find out why OD died. We need to find out why OD died. Maybe he died so that we could say, the Mafia could say, we need to find out why OD died. It doesn't make sense that I'd kill OD. It doesn't make sense that Charlie would kill OD. You two are number 1 on my scummy right now. Shiver's good after her accusation. Purge, I think that you're town, but you're stuck on this thing where you think I'm Mafia, and last time we were both town, you did the exact same thing. You need to open up your mind and believe that I'm town. You do this every time with me. I love it. If you want to keep me
I'm
involved,
opening my mind, but I think you have been playing differently. That's
Well,
all.
okay,
I'm
so-
open to the possibility that you're talented,
What are
but
your
I'm
other
not.
reads?
I'm not like stopping you.
So-
so that's my point. Go ahead.
I actually agree with everything Slacks just said.
What are
Alright,
your
Purge, what are
I
your
also,
reads?
I also
Yeah.
didn't like his connection with
All right.
Swindles about how the fact that oh, I wouldn't kill him because he was the one throwing shit at me, because there's always the chance that the other two Mafia or something is the one encouraging that kill anyway.
Exactly.
Like there's plenty, like that was just a really obvious thing to say in my opinion.
Wait, what?
Like when you mentioned that, oh, as if I was Mafia, I never would have killed these two
Yeah,
people.
why would I kill someone? No one was looking at me.
You always try to kill them more as a
You started your sentence with like,
you don't make.
no, I gotta go on. You started your sentence with, I don't want to get sidetracked on this, and you brought up something that was like kind of.
No, as in, I don't want to get sidetracked on people going after me because it's a waste of time to me. And I would not take out Swindles because there was already suspicion on him. If I was Mafia, I'd want to keep a town in.
There was
people
no
are sticking-
suspicion on Swindles.
There was a
There was.
formal. This is what
I
I'm talking about.
But I
The
just feel
Flash Swindle thing?
I feel like these two points that he brought up were just like, were so small. Like, it
Well,
wasn't
I would
more
kill
fun.
the only person that accused me. Why would I do that? The only line I had.
40 seconds.
No, I would not do that.
It's not that crazy.
It's not crazy.
Let's kill Charlie.
It is really
No,
crazy.
let's kill Blur.
I'm up for Charlie or Blur.
I think-
Either one is
No, I
fine.
think we should
No,
kill
that's the worst two kills you can possibly do.
I think we should kill Alyssa. She has
You
been
are
like-
so bloodthirsty.
Let's
in
kill
this
all
game.
three.
Yeah, I actually
Alyssa,
like.
Blur, Charlie.
Okay.
Alright, hold on. We are about to kill people randomly.
Charlie,
Is
what do you
it
think?
time for
I
a
wanna
power
hear what
roll to
Charlie
come out?
thinks.
Because we basically just said, let's kill everyone in the
Go
game.
if you have
No,
our
we
roll
said
come
three
out,
people.
go for it.
No,
whatever.
No, what
No,
the?
how many?
I'm
What are you
kidding.
talking
Alright,
about?
fine.
I'm kidding. Don't actually come out.
Charlie, I want to hear what you think.
You want
How
to hear
long
what
do we
you
have?
I think these two are absolutely mafia.
I mean,
They
you
keep
only have a
asking
few
each other
seconds left.
shit.
Blur.
Second.
Just so you know, after this, it's the guaranteed. Like, there's no
Okay.
stop watching because we were so down to time.
Alright.
So
So
what's
you are formally
Blur.
Blur, and you second.
what's the accusation?
So he has been defending Alyssa, who I also think is still a little bit scummy.
I didn't defend her. I said I don't understand what's going on.
Okay, it wasn't
Like,
a
why
hard.
everyone-
It wasn't a hard defend. It was a soft defend. It was a redirect, and you
I
have
also
been
think
playing
that's the
different.
typical defense Mafia do, and
Yes.
other Mafias they do soft defenses. Like I don't like they
Yeah.
don't do
Are we
they don't lock
sure?
themselves together.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
Or it's what town who thinks that we're wasting time on Alyssa.
and all the other accusations that people have made already. So just give us your thoughts on the game, how's it going, and what you think about the accusations made against you.
My thoughts on the game is that town are currently losing because there's still 2 kill power. And if I look at that, I think we've been doing miss lynches, and how that's been happening is currently my scum list is probably Bonnie, maybe Purge. Purge was really passive day 1 and 2, and at the moment he fixated on Slacks for a little bit. That's really the only target he's really taken. I feel like he's not questioning almost anyone. Usually he would interrogate people to a far greater degree, and at this point, like I think it's too late in the game to keep giving him a pass on that. So big question on him. Bonnie's the only person I see killing Odie Pixel. I don't see anyone else doing it. Though I do think that maybe her co-mafia would shoot her down. So I still put suspicion on her. She's also been playing very, very differently. My town reads right now is CC.
Wait, who's your third Mafia?
I don't have a third mafia right now. I don't know the third.
Well, okay,
those are my
what
two
do you-
right
What do
now.
you think? Make a guess.
Who do you think are
It could. I like Charlie's read and reasoning on Slacks, but maybe he's playing differently, and maybe Purge and Slacks are trying to play off each other. That could be a thing, because Slacks is still safe while Purge is going for it. It's not like Purge is doing formals on Slacks.
So you think Purge would go this hard on Slacks?
Has he formaled him? Has it ever really gone to a discussion?
No, because he's the
When have
only
I ever
one.
formaled somebody without like group support?
Exactly.
Sure, I'm saying I think right now my 2 are these guys. You asked me for a third. I don't really have a third, dude. It can have.
Alright, so
I'm
then-
trying to figure the game out like everyone else.
Then who are your town rates?
My town's currently CC because he's always wrong on me, and that means he's town. I think currently that Charlie's super town. He's just a little high. He's super town because he didn't vote on Flash, and we knew that was going to pass. That tells me that he was just playing by his heart, by his mind. That he was thinking it through and trying to think like, oh, he didn't actually think that Flash was Mafia, and she didn't end up actually being Mafia. So I think that's pretty good on him. And then there's a third, probably Shiver, because she's asking questions. She's thinking it through. It does seem like normal Shiver to me. It doesn't seem like anything different than I played with her before. That's where I'm at right now. You guys are making a terrible mistake, and we're going down a losing road.
I completely believe him.
Like,
For what it's worth. Like,
That's not worth much.
well,
That doesn't
what do
mean
you-
that much to. Okay.
why do you let bulldoze like this? Why do you
question
assume
or-
she's Mafia naturally?
It's not
You just
an
never
assumption.
change your mind.
That's not true.
Because when she's quiet as fuck, she's historically mafia. Yes,
Okay,
historically
so
mafia. Anyway,
I'm
on
always
Bar.
quiet.
Open
I'm
the
literally
scenario that
always
she could
quiet.
be town. Just open it for a
I've
second.
thought about
You
it.
haven't.
Okay.
How do you
Anyway,
what
Do
the
you have
heck?
any last questions before we decide to push or whatnot? Anyone have?
George, what do you think about his offense?
Like, I don't think he addressed my initial attack on him very correctly. He's getting emotional and stuff, but
I think his defense
I'm
is
not someone
garbage.
reads. When he talked about
How
when
is
he
that
talked about
defense
me
garbage?
when he talked about me a moment ago, like he said that I haven't been active, I've been pushing on multiple people, and that's not true. I've been interrogating plenty of people. I've interrogated Allie multiple times. I pushed on Slacks like 6 times. I even brought up Sheeper because she was more quiet and less constructive than Allie was running. Like there's plenty of times where I was pushing heavily, and the fact that you didn't see that, like the fact that you suspected me, I found really suspicious, and that makes me more likely to think that
Charlie,
I don't-
what are your thoughts?
Hold on. That was like the last question,
There's
last
about to be- I think
interaction.
we have to vote now.
I've already given you overtime.
So we have to vote now. Yes.
Do we have another?
Well, I mean, do you want to respond to that because he's talking to you? Blur?
I would vote on this because I don't like the fact that he thinks I'm definitely town. And I think some of the things that he said, I am suspicious of Alyssa. And the big thing is that he thought I was the most talented. When that doesn't, I don't even think I've been the most talented. I don't think I've played that way. I think the reason I don't like Blur or Sheeber is because they haven't been suspicious of me.
Oh, I am. Oh, I think you're Mafia. Don't worry.
Not the earlier thing that you said. So, are you trying? I think he's trying to align my thinking, his thinking with mine right now.
No, I think that there is no way a Mafia Charlie would not vote on Flash.
Oh, I think that's an easy not vote on Flash. Everybody knew that vote was going to pass.
Exactly. So why would Mafia Charlie not
So
vote?
he would not vote, so he can say, "Oh, I didn't."
Well, tell me a little bit of time, Brett.
He didn't make. He didn't say that. I said that.
Oi,
That's the reason I
Charlie,
thought.
I really hate to cut it off because I know you guys are really in the middle of a conversation, but we're way over time. Are we going to continue with this?
Are you special?
Is anybody are sitting there?
Did I do my final defense?
Well,
yeah.
If it chooses to go forward.
Okay.
We're going forward.
Yeah, we're not rescinding.
Okay, so now final defense. Go on.
Okay, Charlie's point about I think that he is the most talented to me. I think that because of generally how I feel like when he's more quiet, this aligns with when he plays town and quiet. So that's just generally where I feel. I love keeping Charlie around when he is town because I find that sometimes he randomly gets reads and just wins us the game. So I like having him around. I don't think I can pocket Charlie, so I won't even attempt it. I think that there's a lot of people trying to be bullish on me and trying to and really going for it, but they're misguided. And I do think it's a lot of town people doing it, unfortunately. To Purge's point that he thinks that he's been aggressive on people, I'm not so sure. I don't think Allie's 100% safe, but I do think that everything brought up on her was relatively shaky.
Are you a roll?
I'm not a roll. I'm not a roll. So
Why do you smile?
I actually am a regular town. I smiled because people were joking around before the game.
I believe.
That's it.
So that is the last
Like,
defense.
you guys are just, this is sad.
You can wrap it up with like 1 or 2 sentences.
Don't vote for me. We're already losing. Please don't.
He's Mafia.
Okay,
CC,
that is the
open
last
your minds.
defense. We are going forward with the
Sad.
vote. Please bow your heads, close your eyes. If you would like to vote on Blur, please raise your hand so I can see them clear. And raise your heads. There are 6 votes. 7 last minute right before we raise our heads.
I did not think he was. What?
Well, that
don't
means
have to go
Blur is
today.
out. Blur
Is
is
that
out,
regardless
and
of
we are
everything?
going to go to sleep.
Charlie's live, be careful.
So, will the Mafia please raise your heads? Who is your first target? Please choose your first target. Please choose your second target. Will the cop please raise your head? Who would you like to check? Please go back to sleep. Will the medic please raise your head? Who would you like to save? Please go back to sleep. And the vigilante, would you like to use your 1 bullet. Please go back to sleep. And will everybody please raise your heads? In the night, we had Slacks taken out and Sheever taken out, and the Mafia wins.
Oh my god.
It was you, wasn't it?
It was Purge.
Purge?
It was me.
Yeah,
It was you.
Charlie
It was you
Yang?
too.
Charlie Yang and Purge?
I knew it was freaking Alyssa. I was
I'm always
Why are you
Mafia.
standing up like you know
Oh.
anything?
Charlie
True
Yang
vote of
and
the whole
Purge.
bitch.
I fucking
I told you
she was
on
Charlie.
Well,
Yeah,
you wrong
I told
3
you.
times.
I'm actually legitimately are likely safe.
Hey, great job, guys. No, I think Charlie did. I said Slacks. Who should I save? Who should I save? You? Like, you know I'm not gonna save you. Okay, yeah, that's true.
I like Slacks. I honestly think he's better town than he is Mafia, so I'd rather save him.
I guess. I mean, I don't really have anything to say.
They're not good. It's up to him. So they're fine.
Because Charlie, this is the first time Charlie's Mafia, and he has to lead the town without
And the Mafia,
giving,
I think.
yeah, without giving away that he's. I just don't
That's
think.
fine. That's good for Mafia.
I just don't think that there's enough people outside of these. Like these, if one of these two was town, I would have faith in them. But since neither of them are town, I really think they're just gonna lead the town into losing. I think the Mafia are gonna win.
You think? Over
Yeah.
like, who else is in it besides like, who's another leader besides
Blur.
Slacks? Blur's not a leader. He's a secondary leader. You know what I mean?
CNC.
Like day two.
CNC.
Day two he'll lead. I don't even know if this is ever on.
I think it's on.
Oh.
Well,
I think they can cut clips though, you know. I think that's what they've been doing.
but fuck, dude.
I think Charlie killed me because you said to, and I think they'll find him not suspicious because of it.
I don't know. I don't
Thank
know
you.
what to say. That was not very interesting.
Oh, fuck. Don't use that clip, you idiot.
Here we are. Oh my god. We lost. Vigi is Swindle, Cop, Owen, Medic Grant. Oh, Grant's dead. Rip. Charlie. Oh, fuck. Oh my god, town lost.
You already looked at it?
Knew it. God damn it.
Yep, makes sense to me.
It was between you or Purge. I fucking should have gone with my gut, but you were just so bad at defending yourself.
Sit down, dude.
Ah. I want to keep you alive, but I couldn't. I knew I was going down.
Yeah. So you shot me?
Yeah. I should have known these two, but
You got to give it more time, dude. Like, I can't. My day went so bad.
it's okay, buddy. It's my bad.
All right, but like I was actually like, if I had to go on somebody, it would absolutely be Charlie starting day two. But obviously that's a wash now. And Purge, like, he immediately called me out. Like literally, if I say one thing, Purge immediately calls me out, and then doesn't say anything for another 10-15
I
minutes.
should have shot Purge. I fucked up. It's all good.
It happens.
It's a tough game.
But now the problem is now they actually think that the Vigi. Well, you were the Vigi. You did die. I don't know. Whatever.
All right.
All right. Oh, hey.
Welcome
hello.
back. You guys are watching the town. We're done with day 2. The last game is concluded. Kevin, you guys somehow won. What do you have to say about yourselves?
Dude, the first 20 minutes of that game was so hard for me to focus. I was like,
tough
That
out
probably
here.
helped you a lot.
I was
though.
so. I'm still a little high.
California. Okay, so we were watching the game upstairs.
Spoiler free or regular?
No, regular.
Okay.
Well, I'd already
Yeah.
seen the
So
rolls.
your shit doesn't mean anything.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, I thought Charlie played really well. I thought you did not talk like at all and were super suspicious.
Did you watch
as a
the whole
result.
game?
Okay, so he was
I watched the
actually
vast majority.
he was actually talking a little bit during day 1, like the first 10 to
Oh,
15
yeah.
minutes,
I did not watch, like,
which
the
made
first 5
me
minutes
less
of day
suspicious
1.
because indeed normally when he's Mafia he just doesn't say anything and he went back to
But I
that
feel like
later
he
on,
just
but it
was like
too
sitting
late
there the
then.
whole time and like
No,
I can't believe no one,
I
like,
think I played
noticed.
mediocre. I played better than the game before it. But the first 30% of day 1, I talked a lot, and then everybody thought I was down. Like everybody did,
I
except
feel
for
like you
Swindles.
and Alyssa both got off with like you got pressured and then you guys got like
Alyssa
really
did
weird.
make a
She
really
was-
good defense. That I thought she was gonna fucking crumble there, and it was.
You
Her
thought that
defense
good
was
defense?
decent.
I didn't
It
think
was.
that good.
No. I thought it was pretty good, and I thought
But
she
like
was
I
gonna
feel like
crumble,
after
and
that,
it was up
Quinn
to me
was
and Kevin.
Quinn was like super close to being completely right. Like I thought he was on the right track. I feel like you need.
I mean, CCNC is back here getting super triggered, going, "I knew it was you guys. I knew, but I still fucking voted on Blur. I fucking knew."
Yeah.
Also,
I said Alyssa
also
Charlie as well.
nobody ever stopped the game to be like, hey, they still have 3 Mafia. We
Stop
have to get right here
listening.
or we lose.
Yeah,
and
no one said that.
there was not enough priority about who is 100% the most likely Mafia. We were able to
Because
like,
at the
easily
end, it
direct
felt
them
like it was
right.
between Charlie and Blur, and then someone formed
Not
Blur,
even
and it
that.
kind of got shoved.
Like there was suspicions about all of the 3 Mafia people, but nobody was close
heaviest
to a
on
formal.
Blur.
I wanted to formal Charlie, but then then CC said, "No, let's kill Blur." I remember.
Before that, I said Alyssa like
Check.
no.
Check.
No, I was with that. Too.
Anyways, yeah, anyways.
Hindsight's 2020,
Yeah,
guys.
Anyways, yeah, Mafia is way easier later, and thank you guys for watching.
do you
Thanks
mean
to the
later?
sponsors, 100 TV and Private Internet
PIA.
Access.
Thanks to you guys for staying up so late to watch like us shitters fuck around. Again, we're always super appreciative of your viewership. Thank you very much. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Shut off the stream,
Bye.
Rob.
Fuck Rob.
All right, fuck Rob.
Fuck Rob.
Okay.
We're out.
Okay.
Don't fuck Rob.